In this video, we're going to be going over verbs with irregular present tense yo forms. Now, first thing to remember is that a lot of reasons why irregularities happen in language is just because people start saying things in a different way. And so with a lot of these kind of just happen to start irregular, and there's not really a reason why, but we'll get into it in a sec. So first let's start with the yo goes. So essentially these are verbs that in the yo form, they end in a go instead of the usual o. So for example, if we look at the word salir, we'd expect it to be salgo, but it's not. The yo form is actually going to be salgo. So we have salgo, very popular one here is tengo, I have. So salgo, I leave, salir to leave, tengo, I have, tener to have, hacer to do or to make, so hago is I make, I do, pongo, I put, place, or set, traigo, I bring, vengo, I come, caigo, I fall, oigo, I hear, and finally, digo, I say. So you can see these are all just verbs that end in go in the yo form. Basically just happens to be that way. So with these, it's probably just going to be a lot of memorization here. Now next, we're going to go to the SCO verbs right here. And so these are verbs that tend to end in sir or ser. They tend to end in sir or ser, and in the yo form, they're going to end in SCO. So for example, with conocer means to be familiar with or to know. Take the word conocer. We would expect it to be like this, conozco, but it's actually conozco. And one thing is that with the SCO, they wanted to kind of keep this s sound consistent, and so it's conozco, right? Conozco, conoces, conoce, so on and so forth. Next one, obedecer, to obey, obedezco. Producir, produzco. And finally, conducir, conduzco. So I produce and I conduct or I drive. And so you can see that these tend to be verbs that are ending in sir or ser. Now next, I just finally wanted to talk about these miscellaneous ones. And so not really a pattern with these ones, but these are some of those common verbs that have irregular yo forms, so I just wanted to go over it. The first is ver. We would expect it to be vo, like that. Take off the er, add the o, but it's actually veo. Veo, and then everything else is normal. Next is ser. Ser is interesting. It's soy in the yo form, but it's irregular in every single form. So ser is one that I would definitely spend a little bit of time with, make sure that you know all the conjugations with. Estar is also pretty irregular in the sense that it has accents on a lot of the words, but the only one that's like truly irregular, not counting the accents, is going to be the yo form. Expect to be esto, it's actually estoy. So estoy, so soy, I am, permanent sense, estoy. I am in temporary sense, veo, I see or I watch. Finally, dar, to give, goes to doy. I give, doy. And so overall, that's essentially the irregular present tense yo forms. With these, it's just a lot of memorization. You can find some patterns, like for example with SCO, sir or ser, tend to end in SCO in the yo form. But a lot of these words tend to be actually regular in other forms, but irregular in the yo form. Not all of them though, like tener, venir, ser, you'll find other irregular forms in the rest. But overall, you can see that the yo form will have a lot of irregulars in it, and so it's very important to practice these and memorize these. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.